John Bradshaw said, ego is to the true self what a flashlight is to a spotlight, meaning the true self, the authentic personality, as well as the original character have always been greater, stronger, and more powerful than anything else in the world, including ego and arrogance and aggression, envy, and so on and so forth. And that means the true self has always been superior to any kind of ego, arrogance, ignorance in the world of any other people, no matter what. The true self is always going to be greater and more powerful than the shadow of the ego, because the ego is nothing more than an opinion, a perception, and an understanding that we basically develop about ourselves, and that we just cannot afford to sacrifice it to other people's knowledge, maturity, wisdom, experience, etc., because we always love the ego. Ego is nothing more than self-opinion, self-image, and self-respect, which is not original, authentic, or genuine, and that's why it also falls apart sooner than later through misunderstandings, miscommunications, failures, downfalls, setbacks, etc. And that's why the ego can be compared to a flashlight. The flashlight is always lesser in its intensity to a spotlight. A spotlight is always brighter than a flashlight. So the ego is a flashlight and the true self is a spotlight, and that means the true self is generally greater because it involves integrity, morality, character, alongside responsibility, wisdom, experience, knowledge of itself, as well as what it is, what it does, what it is capable of doing, becoming, etc., and also its behaviors and interactions with others that the ego does not always consider, because all the ego cares about is its own image and sustainment within the person or the individual man. And that's why the ego is smaller in comparison to the true self, and it's a flashlight, whereas the true self is a spotlight. So that's how we compare and contrast the ego and the true self. So we must not actually nourish, cultivate, or grow the ego, but we must always try to control it, moderate it, and restrain it from running out of control or moving beyond our imaginations or understandings, because that can be devastating for our character growth, learning, and also for our relationship.